Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Whimsicraft. In today's video, I am showing you this beautiful witchy house that I built in my new home, the Pale Garden. I don't really have any inspiration for this build. I just really enjoy spooky things, horror movies, you know, all those kinds of things. So I thought, what better biome to call my official home than the Pale Garden. Now, I had talked about my biggest build yet or something like that. I had made a community post on YouTube. This is not that build. I had been toying with ideas of building in the Pale Garden, and I was initially going to do my big build here, and I really fought with what I wanted to do here. I actually built this house, not fully, but I had many ideas. I built things, tore them down, built things, tore them down, built things, tore them down. And then I wanted to build something spooky, something witchy. This was kind of my initial plan that I wanted to do with Whimsicraft coming into this season, and I'm officially seeing it through. So let's get on with the video. I will take you on the journey of gathering all the resources, because I need a lot of resources, and then the actual build of this house. So I did actually initially build this house on the creative server that we have for Whimsicraft, you know, for planning builds and such. And I didn't record that because I didn't really feel like it was necessary. I wanted to just build it, get it fleshed out first, because I didn't want to, you know, show the recording of me building it and tearing it down and building it and tearing it down. I just wanted to get something fully fleshed out and built and designed. Without further ado, let's get on to the actual building of this build. What do you think, Mr. Incredibaby? I couldn't agree more. So, we have quite a bit to catch up on here. Things have changed. I have done quite a lot off camera, and so I will kind of run you quickly through all that I have done. So first and foremost, I have netherite now. I've got a netherite sword, netherite pickaxe, netherite axe, and I have 5 more ingots, but I need to duplicate my upgrades before I can netherite the rest of my stuff. And I don't, oops, that's the wrong button, sorry. I don't love the armor I have, so I'm going to make another set that has all the enchants that I want on it, and then I will upgrade those to netherite, which this is my first time ever having netherite. I've mentioned the Cobblemon server probably a few times now that I had on with some other whimsies and some friends, and I did get netherite, but I gave it all to Will because he didn't want to mine it himself, and I'm just such a generous person. Anyways, so you know, this is my starter base. This is where I'm living currently. I didn't actually show it, but I did finish the interior. I just kind of didn't. Well, okay. We're not going to look upstairs because that's not finished. Where am I? What's with the... Hold on. Something's wrong with the lighting. Hold on a minute. I figured it out. For some reason, smooth lighting got turned off in my settings. So anyways, you'll also notice I have an elytra. We have not fought the dragon yet. We have not gone... I actually haven't gone to the end yet, but a few of the other whimsies did do a little end raiding, where they built a machine that essentially just built them a giant ice track so that they could find end cities and get elytras without battling the dragon. Let's fly over to the Pale Garden and kind of talk about my overall plans with this whole build and what I plan to do with kind of the future in this whole, because I'm living in this biome. I'm living in it. Of course, if you know the Pale Garden, you know that the Creaking is the mob that lives in the Pale Garden, and I love the Creaking. I think it's such a cool mob, and it's kind of a challenge. Obviously, I can just sleep and cool. Hello? What kind of monster? See, there's one right now. I've never seen them move before. That's so weird. I guess he doesn't know that I'm here, so he's just moving because he hasn't seen me yet. Oh. They're so cool. Anyways. Oh. You know of my presence though, sir. Hello, buddy. I love how foggy it is in here. You know what? I'm gonna show something. I'm gonna turn off my shaders. You can't see a thing. This is default Minecraft fog. You cannot see a thing in here. And that kind of does add to the spook factor of the Pale Garden, but I do love my shaders, so I will be keeping them on. Because it's still spooky, like... look at that, like that's beautiful. So, let's just catch a wing, see if I can get some sleep before I get attacked by a Creaking. I'm probably okay. But you never know. Oh, okay. So, my biggest problem with where the Pale Garden is that it borders the jungle, and it also borders a birch forest. And you'll notice on my mini-map that the Pale Garden is pretty small, right? In comparison to the birch and jungle beside it, it's quite small. I mean, this is where the house is going to be. I have planned it out. And my overall goal is to just kind of make this a witchy, spooky forest that, you know, the average person wouldn't want to go in. You know, in like a horror movie. They're like, oh, we shouldn't go in the forest. That's where the Blair Witch lives. I'm the Blair Witch. Me. I'm the Blair Witch. I actually plan on expanding the Pale Garden biome. That's probably going to be the most difficult task of this whole build. Not gathering the resources for the house, expanding the biome. It's just going to be really tedious because I'm going to chop down a lot of trees in the surrounding area, probably almost doubling the size of the biome. And then, way past where I'm expanding the biome, I am going to have pale moss scattered, hanging moss, and I'm going to place some carpets around the trees. Yeah, like that. So it looks like the Pale Garden is infecting the biomes around it. You know, like it's not supposed to be here. It's spreading like a disease. I am not going to do any detailing or anything like that until I get the house built. And from there, I'm going to detail the biome and spread it and, you know, do stuff. I have some plans for some spooky things that I will keep secret, and I do have some plans for like doing a little village, you know, like I need somewhere to store cows and stuff like that. I have a list of resources from the schematic that I need to gather, and I'm gonna put that list on screen right now so you can see what I need to gather, and I'm just gonna spend some time right now gathering that. I need to get rid of this azalea tree because kinda ignoring the jungle kinda doesn't fit the vibe. That's why I also want to spread the moss onto all the grass, because while it is a grayish green, I would much rather prefer the pale moss kind of covering the whole biome and then the moss spreading out in another one. Okay. Oh yeah, it's like, it's not quite centered, but looking at the mini-map, you can see it's pretty centered. That's gonna look awesome. Ugh. I'm so excited. I didn't know the trees creaked, sorry. Oh my god. Scary. So I learned that you can build in Lightmatica layer by layer. Like I said, I'm new. I'm learning this technology. I know I probably sound like every boomer ever complaining about technology. I'm not complaining. I've just never used it before. And I will say, if you're a builder and you like a little bit of assistance, you like to plan things in creative and you've never used Lightmatica, use it. Genuinely. And I'm not a builder, so I think it is super helpful. I didn't come here with shears. There are creepers everywhere. There are creakings everywhere. I'm just gonna try and sleep. There's one right behind me. There's zombies approaching. Oh my god. We're so good. So, as you can see, I am now working with only the bottom layer. I'm also on fire. Okay, I'm good. So, yeah, you can see obviously what I've already placed. I'm realizing that I am not at all prepared for this. I might need to do a ton of off-camera gathering. Mining and crafting. Watching Dexter. It's been hours. I am suffering. Do, do, do. Is my... what? Okay, so I did take a little break from recording while I built kind of the middle layer. I did get a lot of the interior done on the main floor. I stole this witherhead from Moosh, and by stole it, I mean I asked him if I could have it until I can get my own. There's a few things that I'm missing. I wanted to get some coral and dry them out so that I could have more gray plant. And now it's just onto the second floor and the roof. We are making very good progress on this house, and I'm very excited to have it finished. This has been such a tedious project because while I finally moved my resources mostly over to this chest here, but for the longest time I just had it in chests at my starter base, and I was flying back and forth. You want to see how many rockets I've crafted? You want to see how many rockets times crafted? Rockets. 795 rockets. And other people on the server have crafted more than me. But that just shows you. That was like... I've crafted just like 100 more now. I'm going through them so fast because I just keep flying back and forth from here to the starter base for resources. I really like this window design because, you know, you can shut them if you want, you can have them open. I just think this is a really cute window design. I've never really used the soul lanterns before. They never really fit anything I was building. So this is just, it's just perfect. It really fits in the Pale Garden. Holy moly, I used so much deep slate tiles on this side. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, you are like so muffled that it's... Oh, hey.
Hello.
You said you have a dried ghast I could take?
Yeah, I think I've got one somewhere.
In your base? So I could have gone to... Hello. Do you have one?
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
You see that incredible landing? My inventory's so full
Yeah.
I have to offhand my arrows. Because I've got all my...
My inventory was just always stacked up, so I had to keep making chests to dump my items.
Well, I've got all the roof building blocks because that's what I'm working on now. So, I'm just filled with deep slate. Anyways, thanks for the gas.
No problem.
I'll return your wither head once I kill and get a wither skull. I just need a wither skeleton skull. That's what it's supposed to be. So I'll return your wither head once I get a wither skeleton skull.
Sounds good.
And with that marks the end of today's video. I am so happy with how this build turned out. It is exactly what I wanted for this biome and for the overall story that I am trying to tell. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, comment, tell me your thoughts. Tell me your vibes. Tell me what you're thinking. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed and you want to see more. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Bye-bye! Oh. Okay. Alright.
I fell off the balcony.
Okay, so... there's literally railings for that.
I know.
There's a ton of glow light. There's a ton of glow lichen that needs to go. Why do I talk to you?